Okay, so today I wanted to make dessert before I do anything else. I was thinking about my prep day, and I'm usually thinking about dessert. So I figured dessert is probably something you were interested in too. So today I am making a raw food, omega-3 rich mud pie. And so I got this idea from a parfait that I saw, and I thought, well, instead of making the parfait, which you have to layer and take some time, I'm gonna make something I can do all at once and get it all over with. So what I'm using today is one of the ingredients that may be new to you is raw coconut butter here. So this one is Artisana Organics. This is delicious on its own. Man, is it good. And you look at the ingredients and it's just raw organic coconut. So it tastes delicious, and you know it's all only one ingredient. Now the only thing is with that, 1 tablespoon is 110 calories. So we don't want to eat a lot of it. I don't count calories. But I just want you to see that if you ate a lot of this, then you're getting a lot of calories in your day without a lot of anything else. Now, there is fiber in it because it is whole coconut, but that's good. Another thing I'm using is a banana. Now, you could use some dates if you want to, maybe 4 or 5 dates in place of the banana. I do like bananas that have started to turn brown. They're a little bit sweeter and easier on the digestive tract. Some people do struggle with bananas, and they need to go more for the green bananas. It depends on you and your body. So listen to your body. I also have here some cashews and some walnuts. And so I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of coconut butter. I'm going to be using 1/3 of a cup of walnuts and 1/3 of a cup of cashews. And I have them soaking together. I could have soaked them separate. It doesn't matter. So we soak them to make them easier to process. I'm going to put them in the food processor. You could use a blender as well. But I want to make them softer for that, but also to remove any anti-nutrients. So anytime we have nuts or seeds, nuts and seeds are made from a natural plant. If they grow from the plant, they create the seed. The seed is supposed to be consumed by an animal, usually a bird, but a human, who eats it. It passes through the digestive tract, still unharmed, so that when it's eliminated, it is back into the ground to recreate another plant. When these plants were first formed, we didn't have toilets and things like that, right? And so they're supposed to pass through to create something, but we need the nutrients from these foods. And so a lot of times we break them down in our mouth, we chew, we let the enzymes release in our mouth, and that helps break down those anti-nutrients. But many of us are rushed in the way that we eat, and so we don't break them down, we don't get those nutrients. And so we soak them to help to remove some of those nutrients. It's kind of pre-chewed in here. So then I also have sunflower seeds. This is 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds. I have flax seeds that are already ground. I keep these in my freezer. So I use a coffee maker, and a coffee grinder. I meant to bring it out, but I have just a coffee grinder. I got it for like 10, 12 bucks on Amazon. You can get them at Walmart and things like that. And I just use them to grind things like chia seeds and flax seeds. And so I'm going to use about 1/4 cup of flax seeds. I have Cacao Nibs here. I like this brand, Terrasil Cacao Nibs, I should say. They're very antioxidant rich. They are very low in sugar. And so if you're not used to eating just a dark cocoa, they may be a bit bitter for you, but they're very nutritious. And so that's why I like those. I have regular cocoa powder that I'll be using. I think I'm putting in 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And then I have Maca Root. I have it in this because I usually buy it by bulk. Maca Root is a cruciferous vegetable, which we know is important for DNA repair. And it's also important for your liver to help with detoxification and things like that. And maca is an herb from South America that has been used mostly to balance hormones. It's supposed to make men real tough. I heard that the gladiators, which I know who are not in South America, used maca root. Or sometimes I'll use lucuma powder instead of maca powder, but lucuma is also from Peru and has wonderful antioxidants and is used as an artificial sweeteners in some places, but it is actually just from the plant. If you read the ingredients, it is organic lucuma. And so we like it when it just comes from one plant. So before we begin, I am going to strain my cashews and walnuts. Let me grab a strainer and I will be right back. Okay, so I have my walnuts and my cashews here. I did rinse them. I'm always amazed at how dirty the nuts are when I soak them like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is put my banana in my food processor that I think I plugged in. We'll find out. So I'm just gonna break it in there, and I'm just going to pulse that for a minute, get it broken down. All right, then I'm going to add my cocoa powder, and I'm going to put in about 3 tablespoons. You know how I am about measuring. This is a 1/4 cup. I'm gonna put less than a 1/4 cup in there. I want it very chocolatey, and I'm going to be adding my flax. Actually, I'm gonna add the flax later so it gives it more of that mud. I want more of the mud. All right, so 2 tablespoons of coconut butter. Mud usually has chunks in it, and so I'm going to be putting the walnuts and cashews in and blend them up pretty good because that's going to be creamy. Walnuts are very high in omega-3 fatty acids, which are very anti-inflammatory, so that's why I'm including the walnuts. Cashews are not an omega-3, but they do add a lot of creaminess. Putting in, that's 1/3 cup of each, soaked cashews and walnuts. So I finished off my jar. I have to go get another jar. Like I said, that is delicious. If you melt it down and put some dried fruit in there and stick it in your freezer, you have put in ice cube trays, you have the wonderful little dessert. Okay, so what else do I want in here to keep it creamy? Nothing. My powders. I'm gonna finish putting my powders in there. 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon of either lucuma or maca. This is a 1/2 tablespoon, so I'm gonna put 2 in there. So I tried this the other day and put it all in at once, and it wasn't very muddy, and so I'm trying not to do that again today. Okay. All right, this is looking really good. Yay. A lot like a pudding. Let me show you. Kind of a chunky pudding here. Oh, I'm so excited. It smells so good. Now I'm going to add my flax. I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of flax seed that's already ground in there. That is not the lid. My 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds. And I'm going to run it until it's still chunky. I want it smooth, but a little chunky, like a mud pie. If you're out in the, being a kid out in the yard with the hose and the mud, what would that mud pie look like? Yay, it looks so good and smells so good. So something that I like to do when we eat it is put some a couple of frozen cherries on top, maybe 3 frozen cherries, maybe 5, I don't know. Just to give us some extra antioxidants. And cherries are also great for as an anti-inflammatory and pain management. All right, so here is our mud, like a mud cake there. And it smells so good. So I didn't talk about sunflower seeds. So sunflower seeds are not omega-3 either. So omega-3s are the flax seed and the walnuts. Those are very anti-inflammatory. Sunflower seeds and cashews are omega-6 fatty acids, which we also need in our body, but they're not anti-inflammatory like the omega-3s. Sunflower seeds are very high in selenium, which is necessary for anti-inflammation, and they help to balance that out. And so not only are they very high in minerals, they're high in selenium, which is also good for the thyroid. Okay, so here is our mud. Let me grab some frozen cherries to put on top, and then I'll show you what it looks like. getting some on my hand. Frozen fruit can be a bit messy, but it's delicious. So you can have it with or without. And I can't forget to top it with the Cacao Nibs. So I do use the terrasol, but I pour it into jars just to make it easy to grab when I'm making things. Yum! Mud pie for dessert today. Get to have a delicious, nutritious dessert. I've got 3 here. Oh, I won't be able to pick them all up to show you, but I'll take a photo. So here it is with the cherries, and here it is with just the Cacao Nibs on top. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you make your own mud pie. It is going to be delicious. And let me know how you like it. Let me know what else you would like to see and hear about and learn about. Please hit subscribe and share my video with your friends. Anyway, make some mud pie and enjoy.